Up until now in this series, we've been living in the world of chemistry. Acrylates, monomers, oligomers, molecular size, curing, risks, product compatibility, and all the things. So congratulations, because if you've made it this far in this series, you've already done something that most people never do. You've built an actual education foundation based on nail product science instead of just marketing jargon or emotion. Now we're going to switch gears into products. And this is where gel nails either start to feel effortless or they start to feel like chaos. It's one thing to understand what's inside the bottle, and we've spent a lot of time talking about that from a chemistry perspective. But it's another thing to understand what each product is for, why it exists, and when you actually need to use it. In today's lesson, we're going to break down 3 categories you see everywhere: primers, bonders, and base coats. What the names mean, what they actually do, where they overlap, and how to use them without turning your manicure into a chemistry experiment. Now, as we move into this product section of our series, over the next few videos, I'm going to break down the core product categories that make up a gel system. We have primers, bonders, and base coats. We have color gels. We have builder gel products, and we have top coats. And after you understand the products and tools, the application portion of this series will feel a lot more intuitive. And that is why I have delayed us getting into application until later in this series. You'll actually understand why each step exists by learning all of this before application. My background as not only a manicurist, salon owner turned educator and distributor has exposed me to thousands of different formulas over the years, and I have seen it all when it comes to different marketing tactics from different brands. So I want to be very clear about the fact that this series is specifically going to focus on ATTAIN products. That doesn't mean that the knowledge you're getting here doesn't apply to other brands out there, because I am basing this series on scientific fact, not on marketing jargon. But because I do have a lot of people that have followed me for years and are coming over to this brand, I want to make sure that I'm highly specific about the fact that if you are using something other than ATTAIN, or if you are choosing to mix and match products as we move forward throughout the series, I unfortunately will not be able to speak to every single possibility that you may come up with. I highly recommend that you consider the value you get out of the multi-purpose products that I have created for ATTAIN. It allows you to simplify your systems at home and also allows you to get actual salon, professional, and sophisticated results out of a much more streamlined product line. Instead of having to navigate through 400 different viscosities of professional gels, you are able to get all of that power and potential from one system. So without further ado, let's get into how products work and how these different primers, bonders, and base coats function. So let's start with the big picture. All of these products we're talking about today exist for one reason: adhesion and grip. They're trying to do one of 3 things. We're either trying to prepare the nail surface so product can bond more consistently. We are trying to create a more product-friendly surface for gel or other nail products to grab onto. And we're also talking about products that act as the first layer that anchors the rest of the system. And here's the problem. The nail industry uses overlapping words: primer, bonder, base coat, like they're totally different categories. In reality, a lot of this is nomenclature and marketing, and that's why people get confused and overbuy and overuse. So I'm going to define them in plain terms first, and then I'll show you how they overlap visually. Okay, so first up we have primers. The word primer literally means first coat, and we can find primers across lots of different types of nail product systems. We can find them inside of liquid and powder acrylic systems, we can find them inside of dip systems, and we can also find them inside of gel systems. Within the primer category, we typically have 2 types of primers. We have methacrylic acid-based primers and we have non-acid primers. But primers usually are going to be some kind of air drying liquid if we're thinking about what it looks like visually. It's not thick like gel. It doesn't have any viscosity to it. It's just a liquid in a bottle. We apply it to the natural nail and we let it air dry before the next layer of product. Bonder is a little bit more confusing because bonder is more of a category word than it is a single type of product. So usually if something says bond, bonder, bonding, it's basically telling you that this step is designed to help the product stick to the natural nail. And it's also the part that's going to anchor every subsequent layer to the natural nail plate. A bonder could be an air drying liquid depending on how it's named. It could be a more tacky adhesion layer, or it could also be a gel step like a bonding gel or even a base coat. But bonder is usually a word that is used to market the purpose of the product and less the product itself. Then we also have base coats. Base coat is that first cured gel layer in the full system, and this step is where we actually usually need to cure that base coat, and it's going to act as the foundation of the overall house that we're building on our nail plate. This base coat layer matters a lot more than people think. And it's also something that usually should function on its own without the addition of a primer, okay? So if we think of base coat as the core foundational layer of whatever we're gonna put on top, we can think of primers as maybe adhesion promoting ingredients that we put below that base coat only if needed, unless the system strictly dictates that it calls for each individual layer to be added. So a Venn diagram is a simple way to understand, I think, and clarify this confusion. Primer and bonder aren't always separate lanes, they're overlapping families. So primer as a family generally means it's first liquid on the nail. Bonder usually means adhesion promoting steps, maybe sometimes liquid, maybe sometimes gel, and some products sit in the middle depending on how they work and how they're marketed. So instead of memorizing names or getting hung up on marketing terms, I want you to think, what is this step trying to accomplish and what mechanism is it using to accomplish that task? One additional category that I also want to talk about today are dehydrators, because beyond primers, bonders, base coats, we also come across dehydrators. Your nail plate naturally contains water and oil. And even if you wash your hands and dry them, there can still be an invisible, ultra-thin moisture layer sitting on the nail surface. A dehydrating product is meant to remove that surface moisture so that your gel or your nail product, whatever you're using, can bond more consistently and more accurately to the nail plate. So what this dehydrator product means is if you start your service with a nail that's damp, oily, or waterlogged, you're building your entire manicure on a moving surface, and that's where people get lifting and weird unpredictability. So dehydrators are an additional air drying product that's a tool that helps you during your application to start with a very squeaky clean and dry nail. One of the simplest examples is acetone. Acetone plays a really important role in stripping oils and getting rid of water on the surface of the nail plate. So our ATTAIN Clean Cleanser has a very strategic mix of isopropyl alcohol to kill surface bacteria and also acetone to remove surface moisture and oils. Now let's get back to primers and let's break down acid primers. Acid primers usually refer to methacrylic acid based, and this is one of the most aggressive adhesion tools in the primer category. Methacrylic acid has been used in nails for a very long time, especially in acrylic systems, liquid and powder systems, because it can modify the nail surface and improve adhesion. People sometimes describe it like etching, and that's basically what we're getting at. It changes the surface so that the product has more grip. But here are the trade-offs when it comes to acid-based primers. One, it's corrosive. So if methacrylic acid-based primer touches skin, it can cause itchy, burny sensations, and at an extreme level, it can cause chemical burns. And it's especially dangerous around things like eyes. So any type of soft tissue you want to keep away from methacrylic acid-based primers. This is one of those products where you treat it like a real chemical, not like a normal prep step. It's easy to overuse, and when people overuse it, they can overprocess the nail and create more problems than they solve. So my stance on acid-based primers is that they are a very strategic tool, but it's something that should be used extremely sparingly and only when absolutely necessary. For most DIY users, and honestly for most nail professionals too, acid primer is not the first place I want you reaching. I'd rather you get better at proper prep technique, controlled application, and using a matching system with a reliable lamp. Because the goal is not maximum nail aggression. The goal is predictable adhesion without unnecessary risk. We then have non-acid primers. Non-acid primers were created because of how corrosive methacrylic acid can be. Non-acid primer is usually described as gentler, and compared to methacrylic acid, it often is because it's not trying to aggressively etch the nail plate the same way. But I want you to understand something that most people don't know. A lot of non-acid primers improve adhesion by creating attraction between the nail plate and the product that we're going to put on top. So in simple terms, that grip or that grab can be based on temporary bonding forces. I always like to tell people that non-acid primer is kind of like double-sided sticky tape. It's going to stick to the nail, and it's also going to stick really well to whatever product we put on top of it. But some of these primers are designed to create lots of little attraction points, and that can help products stick. But the strength and longevity of that bond depends on the system, the formula, the nail, and the conditions. And here's the ingredient reality, especially after episode 6 when we talked about monomers. A lot of non-acid primers on the market, especially some of the most popular non-acid primers on the market today, rely on methacrylate monomers to help with adhesion. And very commonly, that includes high levels of HEMA or closely related monomers. So if you're trying to be allergy conscious, you can't just think non-acid equals safe. That's not how the chemistry works. And a lot of people inadvertently introduce monomers into their manicures through the use of non-acid primers. I'm not saying HEMA is evil, and we went over that back in episode 6, but you already know my stance. What I'm saying is that adhesion ingredients and products are one of the most common places that monomers show up heavily, because those monomers are trying to create that instant gratification, grabby bond. So keep an eye out on what's in the primers that you're currently maybe using, and be mindful of ingredients even inside of this primer category. So when we're talking about use of these types of products, I want you to think about keeping these products away from the skin, keeping them focused on one particular area of the nail. Usually what we want to do is think about using them extremely sparingly in the center of the nail, or only in an area where we need to promote extra adhesion like the free edge. And we also want to make sure that we're not just randomly grabbing these types of products and using them if they have not been tested as part of the system that we are using. Just adding these types of primers or bonders into the system doesn't mean that they're going to work properly, and doesn't mean that they're actually going to help you get the adhesion that you're looking for. We still need to talk about those fundamental steps in nail preparation and also application technique. So remember, HEMA-free does not mean monomer-free. Non-acid does not mean acid-free. And a lot of times when we're thinking about switching out ingredients like methacrylic acid for something else, a lot of brands will replace methacrylic acid with a ton of monomer to give you those same adhesion benefits without the methacrylic acid corrosive risk. That's why it's really important that you're watching the series to gain transparency on products and also learn about how systems are really truly built to work together, and that we don't want to be introducing variables into a system without testing that or asking for verification first. Okay, so let's talk about base coats and bonding gels, because this is the step that becomes the foundation of everything that we are going to put on the nail. ATTAIN Adhesion is designed to be that foundational anchor step in our system. It's intentionally made to be simple to understand, flexible in how you use it, and compatible with the rest of the ATTAIN lineup. And it's built with an allergy-conscious philosophy, not just a label, a philosophy. Because I want you guys to be able to understand that you can get salon quality results at home without relying on the highest risk chemistry just to make things stick. If we really invest in the education and that change in mindset, we can extract a ton of value out of one single product that can ultimately do it all. This is also why those chemistry episodes that we went through together mattered so much. Because we need to understand that curing and product compatibility go hand in hand. Now you understand why a base coat isn't just a random product. It's literally the foundation of the entire structure that we're building. And additionally, we can use adhesion promoting primers to help emphasize that grip or that adhesion in specific circumstances and specific situations. After literal decades of being exposed to hundreds, if not thousands of products, this is how I want you guys thinking. More steps do not equal more professional or better or longer lasting. More steps usually just means more variables in what you are applying to your nails. So I want you guys to think about something simple. Solid prep, tested base or bonding steps, proper curing, and good technique. And this is another reason why I built ATTAIN the way I did. It's a system that allows for different application methods and results without needing you to become a product hoarder. You can get there with one single product and just a focus on prep techniques and application techniques. Now that you understand what these adhesion steps are and what they're actually doing, we can move into the next product category with a lot more clarity. So next up in this product section of our series, we're going to talk about color gels. And I'm going to show you how to think about them, how to handle them, how to use them, and how we at ATTAIN designed ours to be very different than most of the color gels out there on the market. We created ATTAIN colors to be extremely versatile, whether you're doing simple color or super detailed nail art. So I'll see you in the next episode.